Y'all see the title? Y'all see the title. Grab a pen and paper. Pen, pencil, pen, paper, same thing. We about to make a list. We gonna make a list on what society's definition of a man is. What's good, Coop? Society's definition of a man. And we just about to write down everything that society says a man is. Society can be, society, but it could be family, friends, whoever it is to you. We just about to write it down and see what they say. Something that I really struggled with a lot growing up, because I had everybody telling me what a man is and what a man should do and how a man should be, and you got to do this in order to be this. You got to be this in order to do that. So we're about to just take time and write this out. So we're gonna make a list, and I just want you to write down everything that you think society has ever told you, or whatever your family, your friends ever told you that a man should be. And we just about to make a list. So I'm gonna make this list, and I'm gonna show mine once I get done. So society said you gotta be a savage. You gotta be ruthless. You gotta be fearless out here in these streets. You can't be weak-hearted out here in these streets. You gotta be savage. Not the Meg Thee Stallion song Savage, like 21 Savage, you feel me? But you could be a savage, but then you also gotta be sensitive. So you gotta write sensitivity down there. Contradiction already. After sensitive, what else you gotta be? You gotta be smart, You gotta be smart. Book smart. You gotta be like a bookworm. Because you gotta get these scholarships, and you gotta get these, you gotta go to college, and you gotta graduate and everything. Yep. Repress emotions. Yep, that's another one. Can't show no emotions as a man. How dare you show emotions as a man? No emotions. But then wait, if you get in a relationship, you gotta be emotionally present. So we're gonna write down emotionally present. Already another contradiction. You gotta be athletic. These girls ain't gonna talk to a dude that's unathletic. I don't even know how I got married then, because I don't. According to my wife, I ain't athletic. According to me, I'm athletic though. But yeah, you gotta be athletic. What else society say a man gotta be? You gotta be a hustler. You gotta know how to get out the mud, right? You gotta know how to be a go-getter. You gotta hustle. Anything you want, you gotta be able to hustle and go grind for it, right? Let's see what else we got. You gotta be a provider, spiritually, mentally, physically. You gotta be a protector. And I heard this one a lot growing up. Still to this day, really don't know what it means, or what they meant by it. But you gotta be the man of the house. Man of the freaking house. I couldn't even tell you what that meant, to be honest. Man of the house. What else we got? So I'm going down my list. We got savage, sensitive. You got to be smart. You got to show no emotions, but then you got to be emotionally present. You got to be athletic. You got to be a hustler. You got to be a provider, protector. You got to be a man of the house. Then you got to be like a trendsetter, like, fashionable, trendsetter. You got to have the latest fashion, the latest shoes, You got to be wealthy out here in these streets. How dare you not have no money out here in these streets, You got to have the latest car. You got to have the latest technology. I think my dog felt that one because he saw it on that one too. Latest technology. What else we got? You got to be healthy. I made a little cheat sheet, y'all. So that's what I'm. Oh. You got to be a good lover in the bed. You feel me? Can't let that one pass by. You definitely got to be a good lover. You got to be a good lover out here in these streets, man. You got to be a player. In order to be a good lover, that means you got to be a player. Because that means you got to mess around with plenty of women in order to be a good lover. So you got to be a player as well. But then wait, if you're a player, you can't be a player if you're in a relationship. So I don't know how that one's going to work. You got to be a player, but then you can't really be a player. So player and no player. Faithful. Let's put faithful and loyal. You know? What else we got over here? You got to be tall. You got to be like 6'2" and above. I don't see how anybody got a girl if they're under 6'2", you know? I got everything. I think I got it. Oh, you got to be gentle. You got to be gentle. You know? You got to be a savage, but you also got to be sensitive and gentle, you know? And I think I got everything, y'all. I think I got everything. So what we about to do with this list, I'm going to just go down my list one more time. And this is what society says, you know? This is what I say society says about a man and how you got to be as a man. So society says, one person say he want to be a football player. So one person said he's a very gentleman. He's a good gentleman. I believe that, man. Society says you got to be a savage. You got to be sensitive. You got to be smart. You got to show no emotions, but you got to be emotionally present. You got to be athletic. You got to be a hustler. You got to be a provider, protector, man of the house, trendsetter, wealthy. You got to have the latest car, latest technology. You got to have a lavish house. You got to be like packed when it comes to the house. You got to be a good lover. You got to be a player, but then you can't be a player. And you got to be tall, and then you got to be gentle. So that's what I got for the list. If y'all got anything else, just let me know. But what we about to do with this list, I'll go ahead and pull this list out real quick. We're going to take it. And this list, you're just going to ball it up. And you're going to toss it. That's all you're going to do with the list. And the reason why I say that, and this is what I struggle with growing up as a kid, society always told me, hey, man, you gotta be X, Y, and Z, and you gotta do all of this. And it's like you're gonna physically exhaust yourself out, and you're gonna stress you out trying to be the man that society tells you that you need to be. Realistically, nobody can tell you how to be a man except yourself. So what worked for me, and what's continuing to work for me, is I have a lot of men in my life, you know, a lot of good men, a lot of men that I know that may not be that good. And you learn from each one of them, whether it's a good lesson or whether it's a bad lesson. You learn from each man in your life and each person that you have an encounter with. So I don't just meet somebody just to meet them. You know, if I'm meeting them, I'm going to be learning something from you, whether that's who you are as a person or who you're not as a person, whether it is you're going to do what it is that you say you're going to fulfill, or whether it's not, you're going to do what it is that you say you're going to fulfill. But you take everything that you learn from somebody and you could categorize that, whether like, hey, this is the man that I want to be. So let's say I know somebody and, hey, man, he always follows through on his word. So that's the kind of man that I want to be. Or let's say, yeah, I met this dude. Hey, he drinks too much. He curses too much. Hey, he plays around on his wife too much. I don't want to be that kind of man. If that's the kind of man you want to be, hey, kudos to you. But for me, I'm just saying that's how I've lived in my life. I stopped caring about what society says. I stopped caring about the opinions that my friend and my family say. I stopped caring because those opinions aren't going to get you nowhere. And what's crazy is that everybody has an opinion on something that they know nothing about. And that's what always got me. How you got an opinion on this and you struggling with the same thing that I'm struggling with? So what you need to do is take society's definition of a man and just get it out your mind. Erase it out of your head, because it's going to make you go crazy, and it's going to leave you stressed out trying to figure out, how do I make it in life, trying to live up to what society says I need to live up to. And then you just become the man that it is that you want to be. You take the good out of some men and you take the bad out of some men, and you use that as a learning lesson. You use that to say, this is how I'm going to be. So like dude, I don't have a kid yet, but when I have a kid, I've watched enough men who have families to know, hey, that's a good father right there. I can only hope I could be a father like that when I have a kid. I could only hope that I could be able to be that loving and that kind and that gentle and that encouraging to my kids when I have a child. And you just continue to use that method and that strategy until you could get to where it is that you want to be as a man. Because only ultimately you're the only person that can tell yourself what kind of man it is that you want to be. Society or nobody else can tell you who you are except yourself. So just remember that short little lesson for today. I hope y'all enjoy it, and I hope y'all really take that to heart. And just remember, you are your own man, and nobody can tell you what kind of man it is that you want to be. Take care, and y'all have a good one.